Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Rise Up Boot Camp. You guys ready for this morning? If you are ready, put a one in the chat group. If you're excited, put a two. If you are ready to go impact some lives, put a three. So one of the things that as I get this thing kicked off, I'm really excited. We got some amazing people coming on today. We have an amazing training. I'm excited for where we're at in the series. Has this thing been valuable so far? Can you believe it's only week three? I feel like we've been in one of those online courses where you jam in like a year's worth of education in 6 weeks. That's kind of how I feel. So, you guys do me a favor as we are kicking this thing off. Please, please, please put your mental caps on. If you don't have any pen and paper, then go on and grab that really fast. Do some push-ups really fast if you have to, but today is going to be great. You know, what we've done is we've kind of started this things off on a foundational level. What you're going to see happen starting today and the next 3 weeks is you're going to see this thing really take off. Right now, it's like we took apart a car and now we're putting it all back together. And so week three is a crucial week. So please pay attention. If your accountability partner is not on, shoot them a text and say, get up. It's time to rise up. And just sit back and relax. We're going to have fun today. So today is a crucial, crucial day. We have essentially laid the foundations for you guys. And today we're going to get into more of what it takes to build a business. What I don't want to be lost in the conversation today is I never, ever, ever want us to believe or to take our focus off of the most important thing, and that is investing in people. You guys understand? I don't know if you remember in week one, but I talked about the 10 foundations, and I talked about the 10 musts. And must number one is we have to love people and want to invest in them. You guys okay with that? So even though we're going to start talking about different principles and different strategies, remember the core of our business is all about people and dealing hope to them and helping them rise up and helping them live better lives. You guys okay? So I don't want that to be lost in the shuffle, even though we're going to start talking about some other principles. So let's kick this thing off. I'm excited to get started with this. And then we will have me move out of the way and start bringing on people that actually know what they're talking about. So give me a second as I cue this up and we'll get going. All right, you guys. So this is Rise Up and this is boot camp number 3. I have asked the group to put in the chat message there, if there's one thing, just one thing that you can hear today to help move your business forward, put it in the chat group. What is that one thing that if you could hear it today, that it would make all the difference? What is that? Put that in the chat group for us, because as we begin to dissect and tear apart and put this thing back together and really help you see the key elements of going out there and really helping a whole bunch of people, really blessing their lives, really helping them rise up. And then in the context, in the process, we're going to be able to rise up as well. Then put that in the chat group, because as that's on the forefront of your brain, it is really going to help you hear that message so that you can start to do it. So good morning and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's jump into this thing. So last week, Emily Flores finished off such a great boot camp. I thought week number 1 was impressive. I watched a playback to week number 2 as Casey and I were out in Virginia, and she put on just a great show out there. So watching that back, I said, man, these trainings are getting better and better and better. And I was so elated, but also I was like, man, I need to step up my game, because Emily and Karen and Annika and Michelle, like everybody just rocked it. So week 2 action steps. Remember, this is a very, very simple business. This business comes down to, can I follow directions? And more importantly, will I follow directions? So as we look at week 2 action steps, we ask, watch the map training and complete your map. Now, I know, just because I understand statistics, that about 80% of the coaches on this line right now didn't do this. And because of that, some of the information today is going to be a little, well, it may not make as much sense as it would if we actually did this. So I want to go over these things again so you can take a screenshot of this and make sure that we begin to do these things. Because remember, every week it's going to build on the next. So watch the map training and complete your map. That information's already up in the files within our bootcamp group. Schedule mid-month map review session with your support team. Have a health assessment on every single Explore call or health assessment, every single Explore call, and update the assessment on every single client. So I'm encouraging you highly to do that if you haven't done that yet. Have rocks in your calendars for your support days. Highlight favorite clients doing well, and schedule celebration, tip call with them and someone on your support team. Hopefully you guys started to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit more today. Set goals to find out at least 2 new things about your clients. So what's important about what we're doing here is, just because this is the action steps for last week, these are things that we'll want to do to really propel your business. We'll want to do this every single week, no matter what. Does that make sense? So ask all of your clients for referrals. Change your profile picture to a before and after picture. We started to do these sugar shots, and really look at your whys and write down 5 compelling reasons why you deserve the things that you actually wanted. So you guys, in this business, there's 4 foundations of success, and the foundations are actually pretty darn simple. So what we want to do is we want to build our business on top of solid ground. And it really starts with doing these things that we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks, but doing what we're really going to dive into today. So client acquisition. If you're thinking about what does it take to build a strong business here, and what does it take to really go help people move forward in their health, well, we got to get really, really good with acquiring clients. We have spent such a tremendous amount of time over these past 3 weeks talking about how to acquire clients, and we're going to do it again today. Next is client support. Did you guys enjoy what Mary Blatchley brought to you last week? I mean, did she do a good job? If you felt like Mary did a great job, put a 4 in the comments right now, because I don't believe that there's a better person that could bring you the education on how to, in a step-by-step fashion, fall in love with where your clients are and help them move forward. And then we have coach acquisition. This oftentimes, and I'm just going to be honest with you, oftentimes this is the missing link. We are so focused on the client acquisition and client support part of what this business does. And oftentimes we miss the number one thing that's actually going to explode your business, and that's coach acquisition. And so Michelle Bamba is going to do a great job of going over that today with us. And then we have coach support. So let's really get into this. Let's help you guys figure out how to go out there and start bringing on more clients. And I don't think that there's a better person to help us do that than Casey Habansky. So Casey, are you there, my friend? Let me take you off of mute. Oh, psych.
Gotcha.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. So I can share my screen, right, Jamil?
You should be able to.
Awesome. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Excited to share with you all today about client acquisition. So before I share my screen, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background. So I started coaching about 3 years ago. And with that, I built my business and I started to acquire a lot of clients at first and hit the 10K club for a little bit and was loving it up there. However, that started to dwindle a little bit, and definitely around November of this past year, I was at a low frontline volume that I hadn't been at in about 3 years or since I started coaching. So I really was trying to work my way back up. I mean, that was also due to the fact that I had a baby back in September. So, we kind of see those shifts kind of happen a couple months into it. But so I was working my way back up and doing that during a season that was a little bit tougher for most coaches, with it being around the holidays. So today I'm going to share kind of how I did that. So let me pull up my slides and see if I can do this. All right. Great. Oh, no. Hang on. Sorry, guys. What is the best way to share this? Why is this not working right? Hang on. Sorry. Present. All right, we'll just do it this way. Jamil, I can't see you guys. Can you just come off of mute real quick and let me know if you can see it?
Yeah, it looks great on our end.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So client acquisition. Well, where do we find our clients? So there are different spheres of influence that we find our clients in. We can start with our family or relatives, so those people that we care about. That picture up there top left with a couple of ladies in their sunnies, one of them being me, the other one being my beautiful mom. She was my first client. So family or relatives, friends, coworkers, social media, obviously, as you're kind of building that. Philanthropies, organizations, so maybe your church groups, or I know we have like a bunch of coaches in here that maybe are affiliated with like Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts with their children. So kind of, branching out to those organizations, maybe events that you attend, whether they're local to your community or ones that you actually put on yourself. Referrals from other clients. There's a couple of pictures on here are some clients of mine that were referrals from clients that I had. And then, of course, just meeting clients out and about. So getting out, being social in your community, and even beyond, when you're traveling. I know that I've met people, traveling on airplanes and on the train or something. So just getting out and about and meeting people. So really just one of our foundations is working off of lists. So create those lists. And when you're coming up with these names, this should definitely be something that you're doing each month, especially if you're working on your map. What I like to do is, work off of these lists, and I create two lists. I create one for clients and one for coaches. So people that, and really they kind of shift over. So working off of people that, are your family, your friends, coworkers, people that are just on your heart, and continuing to grow and expand those lists each month. So today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what the 3x3 by 3 is, and this daily action that's going to help you with just expanding your influence, your sphere of influence, and really just being able to help more people and reach more people. So 3x3 by 3. The first thing is really just doing 3 social media posts a day. And when I say 3, I mean at least 3. So making sure that we're doing that, making sure that this is public on our profile so that we're able to reach more people. Another great thing is, with Facebook and Instagram now, they have this awesome part of it called My Story. So, you can even add some of these posts on there, because people sometimes will take hours and they'll just be flipping through, watching all of these stories. So I know that by tracking kind of my regular posts and then my story posts, I'm reaching a whole different set of people. What those posts can look like. Well, definitely we should be posting before and after pictures or those transformation stories. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is showing yourself. So really living out loud. I'm Casey first, and then I'm a health coach second. So really showing that, I'm Casey, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I am fun, I'm interactive, I'm social, really just living out loud. And then also showing my interests, or, what you want to do is show your interests, whether that be music. So if you're attending some concerts or shows, if you're into the arts, I love posting inspirational posts each day. Maybe you're sharing a fitness tip or even a recipe. So doing those at least 3 posts a day to be able to kind of spark engagement with your friends on Facebook and even their friends by making it public. Then starting 3 conversations. Where I love to start these is at Facebook, or even on your calendar. You have your birthday list of people whose birthday it is. What I really like to do is, instead of just going to their page, I actually send them a private message, or you can do an audio message or a video message. Really, that's going to get the conversation started, because when you say happy birthday, then they write back, thank you. And then I always like to go into a conversation with them. So maybe what's new with you guys these days? It's kind of been a little bit since we've caught up. Another great thing is, working off of those lists. When I'm building those each month, I'm also building off of my follow-ups from my posts that I've done. So follow-ups to likes and comments on any of the posts that you do. And I mean any of the posts you do, not just before and afters, because honestly, I get more likes and comments and engagement on my posts of Mikey than I do on before and afters. So really just engaging with those likes and comments. And again, I love using this phrase, hey, what's new with you? Because that's really open-ended. If you just go in and say, hey, how are you? Then that's going to they're just going to come back with fine. So I love what's new with you. It kind of opens it up, and then they're typically going to ask what's new with you, and you can tell them about all of the exciting things that are going on with you, including helping more people by health coaching. So continuing to add to those lists. And then going through your friends list, start with a specific letter. Maybe you start with C, go into their page, and be sure to comment and like. This is the system that I like to use: 2 likes and maybe a comment on one of their posts. And that comment might be, that they've just gotten professional photos done of their family. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. Who did your photos? So that then they're responding back. I usually tag them in that post. So going through and being intentional with that. So 2 likes and a comment, and kind of going from there. That way it shows Facebook that you guys are friends, and you're going to show up more on their feed. Then 3 new connections a day, or 3 new friends. So Facebook does a great job of telling you who your suggested friends from Facebook are. Also going into your current friends list. So again, going maybe back to that letter C, and find ones that, let's say you go into Carol Ann's page, and you look under her friends, and you have some friends that, or she has some friends that you're not friends with, and it says add friend beside them. I always look to see, if we've got some mutual friends. Let's say that it's Joe Schmo, and it says add friend beside him, and we've got 5 mutual friends. Well, then I'm going to add Joe Schmo to my friend list and just kind of go through there. So that's the daily 3 by 3 by 3. And again, when we say this, we mean at least. So at least 3 social media posts, 3 conversations, and 3 new connections or friends. So I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about how I have started conversations based off of likes and comments within Facebook, or even just going into their pages. So with this particular comment that I've done right here is, I'm talking with Brooke, and I said, hey Brooke, thanks for liking my pic. I think this was probably a before and after. This was actually, it doesn't say the date on here, but this was actually maybe like a year and a half ago. And that's when this conversation started. Thanks for liking my pic. Would you do me a favor? If you know anyone looking to lose weight, come off of meds, or just learn healthier habits, would you mind sending them this website? We've kind of changed that up a little bit. Now I would typically say, would you mind sending them my information? maybe I can help them. But what this doesn't show is that the next few conversations that are, or posts that I have within this conversation, I'm inviting Brooke to events. I'm inviting her to the live webinars that we have. And she's not really responding, but I'm still following up because Brooke is still liking a lot of my posts. So she's engaged, she's watching me, and I know that eventually she's going to kind of come around if I'm still loving on her. I was even like asking her about her boys. So finally, this was back in December, can I get some information? I have used Shakeology in the past. And so I'm going to move this conversation to the phone. Hey, Brooke, I would love to talk with you and hear more about your goals so that I can see which one of our programs best fit your goals or your needs. Do you have some time tomorrow evening or sometime during the day, Thursday, that we could chat? And then she basically follows up that she's good with it. I gave her specific choices of days. And then I said, that's great. We'll talk on Thursday. My number is this. What's the best to reach you? Just to kind of open it up so that she would feel comfortable giving me her number. The next one right here, this is Kim, and Kim was a referral to me. So with Kim, I didn't assume that maybe she wanted to lose weight or learn more about the program. I asked Kim, are you interested in learning more about the program I coach for yourself or for someone you know? And a lot of times it's for them. So she said, sure, for myself. Great, I'd love to hear more about your goals. And then you see what happens is Kim actually didn't respond. And so then I followed up with her. Is there a better time maybe this week that we could chat for a few minutes? I'd love to kind of hear more about what you're thinking, what you're looking for, and if this is a match. And still, she had not responded. Then Kim had a birthday. So I sent her another message following up. This is over the course of probably a couple of weeks. Happy birthday, Kim. And then she comes back with, thank you. I meant to send you a message the other day. Sorry, I'm available tomorrow afternoon. That's okay. I understand people get busy. Can I give you a call between 12 and 2? Awesome. So we go on and we're able to schedule that health assessment. This is an example of a post that I did. And again, I get more engagement over posts that are not just before and afters. So here's my adorable little son. And this was actually a post that my husband did, and he tagged me in it. And I followed up with the likes on that post. So, hey, Debbie, thanks so much for liking the picture of Mikey. He's such a ham already. I saw where you all recently moved into your new place. I had been following Debbie too, or went to her page to see what Debbie's been up to kind of engage that conversation. What else is new with you these days? So she goes in and basically kind of tells me, but then she asks about the program that I'm doing. Both of us need to lose weight, talking about her and her partner. So I go into really just making sure that I'm moving it to the phone and scheduling that health assessment time. I love, this is from Integrated Presidential Carol Hips. She has given a bunch of different ways to interact through the likes or comments on posts. This is one about, a celebration from where she's celebrating her goal weight anniversary. And you can kind of see how she's thanking the likes for this. I would encourage you guys, I'm not really going to kind of go through all of these because it's similar to kind of what I was talking about with those likes that I responded to. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and maybe we'll even post this on the page, or you guys can definitely watch the playback. But I think that these are awesome. She's thanking and doing some engagement for liking the post, and just really kind of trying to start those conversations. These are all personal messages that she's sending based off of those likes from her post. The next one is, she's shared a before and after. So she's, going back in, thanking those likes. And what I love about these two guys is that, this isn't just the comments. We're really talking about the likes. Those are so important. And a lot of times when we first start coaching, some people don't really pay attention to the likes. They're just looking for the comments of the people that are asking specifically what you're doing. But the likes are so much, they're just as important, really. So going and engaging with those people who are just sitting back and liking your picture. So another one that's good to screenshot, just talking about, thanks for liking my post about my friend's transformation. Doesn't she look great? Anyways, I noticed that we're friends on Facebook, but have never really connected. I see we have mutual friends though, including several close friends of mine, and know there must be some connection. I did this just the other day and was moving that call to a health assessment. It was awesome. So this is a very helpful screen right here. So again, go ahead and get a screenshot of that. New friend conversation starters. When you've basically gone in and added those friends, go back to your page. If you haven't tracked this, go back in and look on your specific page of friends and those recently added, and then send these people the personal message. Hi, thanks for accepting my friend request. Not sure if we have actually met, but we have some friends in common. I love connecting with new people on social media. Plus, I figured we know each other some way or another with all those mutual friends. So these are just a couple of ways that you can do that interaction, again, through new conversations and new friends. This is great because it kind of goes back to the picture that I had of Mikey. Carol Hips basically is responding to the likes and comments of, this picture of her living room where they've updated it, and just starting conversations that way. So really what this is kind of getting across, guys, is that you can start conversations not just off of before and afters or your health tips, but start it off of all of your posts. Really just making sure that you're engaging with all of those likes and comments. Keep those lists going. So tips, again, consistently expand your lists, be social, get out and about, move it to the phone. Don't give your information on social media or Messenger, making sure that you move it to the phone. Be authentic, be real, show that you care about them, that you're more interested in them than interesting. So just be interested in them and listen to what they have to say. Don't try to get or hook anyone. We're just starting conversations. And be consistent with it. Do the work, do it anyway. Your goals just don't care how you're feeling that day. And have fun or you're not doing it right. I know that when I had my MAP session back with Jamil at the beginning of March and even mid-month, just talking about I'm having fun starting these conversations. And sometimes it takes a while for them to go places, but again, just be consistent. So hope that was helpful to you guys.
Casey, you just killed that. You guys, do we have some of the best trainers in this whole company? I told you, man, every single week we get blessed. For real. That was so good. Was that helpful, you guys, for her to really walk you through that step by step? Write down one thing on your paper, on your notes right now, and that is live out loud every single day in every single way, and figure out a way to really brand yourself. And this is what Casey was talking about. This is what Annika and Michelle Bamba did such a great job last week talking about. So if you need to go back, but we're literally telling you how to acquire as many clients as you want. There's no secret. We've been doing it every single week, step by step, showing you how to acquire clients. Now, here's the secret though, that all of these steps are married to one another. So if we're not doing them all in synchrony and we're not being congruent in all of them, then it's going to be like trying to have a table that only has 3 legs. It's going to tip over. So if I'm posting, I'm branding myself, but I'm not being social on social media and going to other people's page and investing in their lives and really being interested in them by starting conversations, by liking their stuff, by engaging with them, by asking open-ended questions, then the law of reciprocity says I'm only going to reap what I sow. If I'm not investing in them, why do you think they're going to come invest in me? It's not going to happen. Or it's going to happen frequently, right? Or infrequently. But if I'm doing every single step, I'm living out loud, I'm posting, I'm engaging, I'm having fun, I'm starting conversations. Casey just showed you conversations that took sometimes a year to manifest themselves. So I think sometimes we think, oh, I'm going to message them today and tomorrow I'm going to get a client. No, stop that. We got to slap ourselves if that's what we think is going to happen. No. It's a consistency over time of doing these things day in and day out. All of the conversations I start today, March 24th, may not show up until June 24th, to where they say, hey, by the way, wow, I'm really loving this relationship we've had. What's this program you're doing? I'm so glad you asked. I never thought that it would happen. So this is how it happens. You guys understand this concept? So this is how we actually go out there. There's two conversations we have. Either we're going to move it to the phone and do a health assessment because they've become interested with knowing more, or eventually we're going to move it to the phone or in person so that we can ask them for help. You know, a tremendous amount of people that I don't. You kind of gotten to know me over the weeks. My heart is really in this thing. I don't want anyone to suffer. Who are those people in your life that if they're suffering and complaining, you can send them to me? It's like, it's so simple, isn't it? So Casey so quickly took her volume back up to 10,000 because she understands how simple these steps are. And now she's supporting a lot of people. Is this helpful? All right, you guys. So there's foundation. That's part of number one. Acquiring clients. Remember, we acquire clients. We support those clients. We acquire coaches. We support those coaches. That's the basics to this business. It's so simple. So what is the number one way to really explode your business, you guys? If you know that, please start putting it in the chat group right now. What is by far, not just the number one way, but by far the number one way to explode your business? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Even Jesus, my man, had these people, had this group. Even he went out and did this. Sponsoring. So we're going to bring on Global Director Michelle Bamba to really start to teach us how to do the number one thing, not just a little bit that expands our reach, but by far teach us how to go out and start bringing on more coaching partners to actually help us go help more people. You guys okay with that? So Michelle Bamba, if you are there, my friend, can you come off and share with us a bit? Let me unmute you. Or are we playing tag? There you are.
We were playing tag. Hello, good morning. I'm here.
Tag, you're it.
Well, awesome, guys. Well, thanks for having me. I will try not to freeze out here. We are up in Big Bear at an amazing leadership retreat with all of our team. So, well, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see this, Jamil.
We are good.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go over coach acquisition and what that looks like. You know, we all have seen this. We've been taught this numerous times, but it really goes back to I plus Q and equals A. And what does that look like? I, identifying coaches, identifying their needs. Q, qualifying their attributes. You know, when you start looking for people and you start identify people, you really want to qualify them for who they are, and then approach them to coaching. That's the biggest one. And we're going to show you I'm going to show you different examples on how to really, use those examples to really ask them, and really go after and see what you can do. So we're going to start with identify. Who are the people that you're looking for? So this is a really big list of people that you want to look for, because these are the people that are successful at what they do already. And you always want to team up with people that are going to go doing well, So starting off with teachers, teachers are really big, and especially because they have that financial need. They work school years and they have the summer off, and sometimes they really have to stretch out their budget to be able to be okay during the summertime. So that's a big one. You've got nurses, that nurses already love to help people. You have social workers, same thing. You've got therapists, pastors, stay-at-home moms and dads, people that are home that need that extra financial need as well. So people who are life of the party. Now, we love people that have that huge personality, and they attract people, because people attract people. And then any friends that would die to work with you on a daily basis, like someone that would be awesome, that you would love to work with. People who have really big networks. This is huge. Like, I remember hearing Annika last week, where she started having conversations with someone that had over like 3,000 friends on Facebook, because they know that they'll be able to get the word out and they have a huge following. Bring it back to people who have big followings, people who are big part of groups that are social and know a lot of people. Anyone who loves helping people, we know that with this, you have to have a heart to help others. And then anyone who is already really successful in what they do, entrepreneurs, people that are business owners, people that are into, the health, fitness, wellness space, people that, are already doing amazing at what they're doing, because that means they have that passion to go after the things that they want. And that's why they work really hard. Anyone with high integrity, people that, people look up to. And then obviously anyone who has a financial need, and we know we've talked about this before, everyone has that financial need. Even those who are making a lot of money, they always want more money, or they always want more time to spend with family. And anyone who just wants more out of life. And I think that really speaks for anyone and everyone. So what quality attributes do we look for? So people that have been true to program, someone who's been 100% in, they're excited, even those that are maybe sharing to people, people who are ambitious, people who want more out of life, people that, are exciting and they're excited, people who are accountable, and that goes true to basically anything in their life. People who have that attractive personality, like I've talked plenty of times, people really do attract people. And so when people are drawn to people, they have that personality that really gets people drawn in. People who are self-motivated, people I think have to be motivated in themselves to really go after anything that they want in life. So those are the people that you really want to look for. People who are successful in other areas, whether, it's their job or their hobbies or their family life. Basically, success will lead to success. People who are referring others. Now, this one's a big one. This is something that, when I get a lot of clients referring me other clients, that's the number one thing that I go and ask them. I said, look, you're referring a ton of people. You're doing amazing on program. Well, guess what? These people are going to come to you anyways. You have that relationship with them. So they're going to be, you're going to be coaching them anyways. So why not make an extra income doing it? So that's really big. People who have that large sphere of influence on others, and people who love helping people. I know this one's a big one, people who have that desire to help other people do well in all areas of their life. And people who are generous, people that want to give back to the community or want to give back and put heart into other people. So I wanted to give you guys some examples of how to approach them to coaching. It's very easy. You just really have to get out of that fear, because that fear is what's really holding you back. And that's why people don't approach people to coach. So one that I took from Jamil in the last post, Carla, you should really coach for Optavia. You're already a coach. You do what I do already. You'd be amazing at it. So that's really him. He's identified her. Now he's qualifying her as the person that she's got a big heart. She's compassionate, that she'd be amazing. And now he's approaching her with it. And even the next one, this is someone that, I've already identified, she's already referred a few people. She's been true to program. She's been doing amazing. She's excited, and she's been just sharing this with a lot of people. So, something when she told me, my clients, she's a hairdresser, and I knew she had a big following. And so she said, my clients are shocked of how much I disappeared. And so, after going through the conversation, I said, you need a coach. If people are seeing your transformation and they're asking how you're doing it, it's a perfect avenue to share and an easy way to make an extra income. Because I know that she works really long hours, and she works those long hours because she needs to make that extra income. So I identified the financial need that she needs. I qualified how amazing that she would be as a coach, because she's, has that huge following. She's very outgoing. And then I just went out and I reached out and I approached her. So, we ended up setting up a call. I said, you'd be amazing at it. Let's set up a call in the next couple of days to explore what coaching would look like. And that's the big word, is explore. People have the concept of what health coaching is, but if you ask them just to explore what this does for them, they never know what it is until you ask them to explore it and what it can do for them. And then the last one, this is someone that actually we were in just a similar group together. and she posted something about the financial need that she needed in just a group. And so, I kind of went on her page and kind of stalked her a little bit. And I looked through different posts and saw she kind of had a big following. So, I identified her thinking like, what, I think this would be really great. She needed the financial. She was looking for something. She was a stay-at-home mom. So I just went out and I approached her, and it was just something as simple as, I saw you're looking for work and you're struggling to find something. I really wanted to share an amazing opportunity that I was blessed to have found. I'm a health coach for an amazing company that has allowed me to work from home and create my life, not someone else's. I now share hope onto others by helping people get healthy. You don't need to know much to get started. You have people to help you learn, and I would love to share the opportunity and see if it's something you would love to explore. Would you be open about hearing more? And so that set it up to a call because she obviously was not a client, so she doesn't know what this is. So it's just something opening. Would you be open to exploring what this can look like for you, and just taking it to the phone from there? Okay, so these are some questions to consider before you approach. So who is my audience? Who are those people that you're looking for? We want to start off with that list of people that we really want to work with, people that we want to share the health coaching opportunity with. What are their needs, their goals, or aspirations? Maybe everyone's got a different need. Everyone has goals in their lives. So you really want, when you start identify people, you really want to see what their goals are. That way you can really identify what needs that they need. So when you do approach them. How can Optavia help them? Your question is, how can Optavia not help them? We know that Optavia can help every single person. So, it's really just about sharing that. What could some of their excuses be? Maybe you think they're going to say, oh, I'm too busy in my life, or I'm this, or, work, or this or that. Everyone's got the excuse. So, that's something that you want to be prepared for because it's what you're going to be hearing. So just stop, calm yourself in your head, whisper a positive word, and just be ready. You're never going to know until you really go out there and just do it. You're going to hear excuse after excuse, but just go in before you start and just say, who cares if they say no, they say no. It's okay. But how much they need it. And eventually we know that they're going to come around. And remember, the goal is not to get them, but to give to them, give them the opportunity to share and to explore what that looks like. We don't want to get people, just like, we did client acquisition, which Casey did an amazing job. You don't want to get anyone. You really just want to share the opportunity of what it's done for you and explore the opportunity of what it could do for them. So there's some amazing, examples that I put together of different approaches, people that are not clients, people who don't have any idea what Optavia is or what health coaching is. So a few examples would be, hey, Carla, I have something to tell you. I've really had you on my mind lately. I don't know if you'd ever be interested, but I'd have to say I think you'd make a great health coach. You have one of the biggest hearts around. People love you. You're so outgoing. You're one of the most successful people that I know. And this kind of goes back with the other example, this is, identifying the person, qualifying them for having the biggest heart, people that love them, people want the affirmation. People want to feel good. They want, all of those, different things to hear that makes them really feel good. So, that kind of opens the door that they're already starting to feel good. Like, wow, I never saw myself as that. So, and then going to ahead and explore. Would you be open to exploring it? It's literally just one thing is just, would you be open to it? People don't know what the concept is. So how would they not want to explore? So it's just really, identifying, qualifying them, because that's what's going to make them feel good. And people want to hear that they make a great coach because of their personality. So this is someone who is an integrated client, someone who's been doing amazing. You see them on all of your support pages. They're reaching out. Maybe they're even sharing this with other people. So here's an example. Tracy, I haven't shared this with you, but honestly, I really believe you'd make a great coach. You love the program. You're already talking about it. You are literally coaching everyone in the client side, and you love people. There's such a huge need for coaches who have a heart and passion like you. And I think it's time to explore what that would look like. Are you open to checking it out? That's someone who's already excited. They're probably in FAPR and feeling amazing. They're telling everyone. They start to really realize you're right. I am telling a lot of people, and I am coaching a lot of people through the client support page. So they want to hear that they would make a great coach. So, exploring, and that's one of the easiest pools of people to get to coaching are the ones that already are clients, the ones that are already know how this program works and that are doing amazing and really see the potential. And that's why, when you start your client acquisition, you want to coach them strong, because you never know who's going to be that potential coach, and you really want to duplicate every single thing you know, and every single thing that you do unto them, they're going to be doing as when they become coaches. So now, this is something for an approach with finances and mind. These are people that maybe don't need the healthy body. We know a lot of people that, they're struggling in their finances. They maybe work 2 or 3 or 4 jobs. I've never heard of anyone like that, but they have quite a few jobs to support their family, and they're never home. Or maybe they, make really great money, but they're never home, or whatever it may be. So this is a way to, really approach them. Hey, Paul, you've shared with me in the past that finances are tight. Did you know that paying it forward as a health coach not only be amazing accountability for you, but could also really take the load off you financially? And in the past few months, I have earned X amount of dollars and can't believe how much it's blessed us. Would you be open to exploring what it would look like for you? So this is someone who's, probably been on program, or someone who hasn't been on program, people that, you see are struggling financially, especially with clients. If you see that they're pushing out their order, or they're canceling their next Premier order, and you reach out to them, it's because they can't afford it. That is one of the best ways to open the opportunity to them, because you can even say like, hey, look, I'm not sure if, you've been doing amazing on program, and I'm not sure if you thought about it, but have you thought about coaching? That can really help pay for your food. That is something so simple to say, and it really opens up in their mind like, oh, I haven't even thought about that. Maybe I will explore it. That way, because you want them to keep going. You want to open up their eyes on their why and their goals and what it would be to reach their healthy body. And so you want them to continue, and what better way to continue to have that accountability as they're already on program, and to really have the financial side to help pay for their food. And then people that are struggling in their mind. Hey, Sarah, it's really cold out here. How you feel so good right now? Well, what if you felt like that daily and make a difference in other people's lives? You should totally coach. Would you be open to exploring it? Do you see how every one of these ends with the same? Would you be open to exploring it? So this is someone who, they're feeling amazing. As we know, when you gain that healthy body, you gain that healthy mind. And so this is someone that is clear, that has come a long way and is really doing amazing on program. And you see that, you're qualifying that in them, and then just approaching them. So here are some tips on how to invite. So lists. We always talk about lists. So create a list. You want to create a list of people that are clients and people that you have identified a coach, and then even a list of your scared list, or people that are not clients yet, but they'd make a great health coach. So you really want to create those lists. You want to be excited and have positive expectations of what's to come, and always let them know what's in it for them. That's something that people want to hear. So it's something that you really want to explore with them and kind of share with them a little. And then ask if any friends and family members who may also be interested. Maybe they're going to say no, because we've heard that, and that's okay. But if they say no, that's something that you can really share onto them. Hey, you know what? That's okay. But do you know anyone? Maybe you have a family or a friend, or someone that could really use the financial need, or could be really good at coaching. If so, please send them my way, or keep me in your thoughts. You want to call, text, video message, Facebook message, personal message. Do you want to do any kind of message? You really just want to reach out to them, and you want to tell everyone. Oh, okay, a few of these, I think I just accidentally took them. But honestly, these are just some that you guys just want to have. So what happens if they say no? Okay, no big deal. Can you do me a favor? If they are not ready for it, maybe they know someone that is, and really kind of just open up the door and open up a little bit of what that may look like. And guys, it's okay if they say no. We know that it's just a not yet. It's going to happen. So have those positive expectations. People expect those people to be excited. If you're not excited and you show that in your voice or you show that in your demeanor, people aren't going to be excited either. So you want them to expect to be excited, but you have to start with yourself to be excited. So you expect people to be interested in, wanting to learn more and wanting to explore this, and expect people to want to do the program and want to be a coach. We know how when we first started, we wanted to do the program. Some of us were very iffy on becoming a coach, but look at it as other people. Like every single person that you bring on as a client, expect them to coach and really share references. If you're open to sharing the references and the blessings with people, be open to that, and I like the example of, for example, Shelly Garcia, and we were talking about this story last night with other coaches, but, Shelly Garcia, when we started talking about coaching, she came to me, she's like, okay, I have to know, we had a very close relationship. I have to know, how much do you make? And the reason why I told her the number wasn't to gloat, but it was to give her the idea and give her the reference of what the possibility is that she can do with this too. And then expect people to want to explore. So, really work off those lists, make a list of people that you want to identify, reach out to them and qualify them. People want to feel good. They want, you to tell them how great they are as a person. So qualifying them and then just asking them to, be open to if they want to explore the opportunity. So I think that's it for me. I'll go ahead and stop my share and get warm.
Wow. Yeah, Michelle, run inside and get warm, man. We could hear it in your voice. You brought so much value to that. Are you guys, did you guys get value from that? Michelle, thank you so much. That was so good. I don't want to, there's not much that I can expand on with that session because she did such a great job. The only thing that I can tell you is probably the most impressive coaches that are going to join your team are not even clients right now. And the biggest mistake, by far the biggest mistake that coaches make is they think that coaching is only something that they share with their clients. Are you kidding me? It's like 60-70% of our country right now struggling financially, and we're not offering this to them. There's about 60% of our country right now that's really struggling with their mental health. And we're not offering this. Like, I just think that sometimes we don't understand what's actually happening that's out there, that we can absolutely offer this. And then I would say this too, and I just want you guys to see this. Remember, the first time you probably offer someone the opportunity to explore, they may not be ready. Like, how many of you guys on this call right now said that you were not going to coach? Like, put a 1 in the chat group if that was you, to where you didn't think you were going to coach. You didn't want to coach. You said over and over again you were not going to coach. You said, I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to be pushing people. I don't want to, every single concept you had in America, in the world, you said that. And now on March 24th at 7:52 a.m., here you are sitting on the call. So if you're doing this, what makes you think that there's like millions that aren't going to do the same thing? So if you're so caught up in, oh my gosh, they may not want to explore it, just remember you. Of course, it's just going to take more time saying, hey, you'd be awesome at this. Like, I know maybe you didn't want to explore it a couple of weeks ago, but I got to tell you, you'd be amazing. Let's check this thing out. So I was like that. I literally told my coach, don't talk to me anymore about coaching. And I'm in Arizona about to go to a coaching event. Like, just don't listen to people. Just keep offering it. People are really funny. I was really funny. And here I am talking to all of you beautiful people today when I said I would never do it. Does this make sense, you guys? So let's finish up this training with really the 3 keys to success. Is that okay? No, that's not what I want to do. I want to present this. So there are 3 keys to success in this business. So what I'm going to do is let me highlight them to you, and then we're going to give you real life practical information with some amazing coaches that's going to come on and really take this to life. So please understand this. So we gave you the 4 components, just like we have 4 components to our program, which is our free health coach, our habits of health system, our amazing community, and our fuelings. We have 4 components on how to build this business. That is how to acquire clients, support those clients, acquire coaches, and support those coaches. Well, there's 3 keys to success. This is by far what I'm about to explain to you guys over these next 15 minutes. This is by far what separates coaches. There's no other thing. If a coach is not as successful as they want to be, it's because they are not doing these 3 things. They might only be doing 1, but the other 2 are being affected. They might only be doing 2, but the third one has been missed. And if they're doing all 3, then I guarantee you they are moving forward and they're helping more people. These are the 3 keys to success. So the first one is their skill sets. Listen, skill sets come down to basically practicing. How much time and effort are you taking with getting better with your skills? You see here, practice isn't the thing you do once, you're good. No, it is the thing you do that makes you good. So when we talk about your skills, and we're going to bring Priscilla Allen on to really highlight this one for us and really explain to us how her building her skills over the years has really made her into a fantastic coach. The second key to success is our mindset. This is by far, I did a whole dissertation in our group a few days ago talking about what separates coaches and just successful people in general, and that is their concepts. This is how they choose to see the world or their situation, and it is a choice. They have not built enough mental stamina to really be able to create the things that they want in their life, because they constantly have these concepts that are holding them back. Like, for example, I see it every single day, not just in coaching, but in life. And so we have basically 2 different ways that we can develop our mind. We could have a growth mindset, which some people have in certain areas of their life, but in not all the areas, which we're going to get really good with if you stick around and you continue with this coaching journey, and you actually decide to build a larger business to go help more people, is going to force you to stretch. Every single time you have to stretch, you're going to have to change some concepts, and you're going to have to move closer to what we call a growth mindset. Most people are really comfortable, so they stay in what we call a fixed mindset. They have these concepts, things that they believe to be true that are not true. For example, I was talking to James Richard, who's here in Arizona with us, and he said, when I first started coaching, I remember everyone was complaining about the price. And he says, now no one complains about the price. And I said, well, was it them or was it you, James? He had concepts about the price. And because he had concepts, guess what showed up for him? He did not have a growth mindset in that area. And then the last thing is just action. Look, it's pretty easy. Don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. So if we're not seeing the success we want in this business, it's definitely we're not doing one of these things, or we're not doing them well. Our skill sets are not great. Our mindset is faulty, and we're just not doing the work, and we're not doing it anyway. So I want to bring on Priscilla Allen to really dissect this whole skill thing for us, the skill set, and how it's really helped to shape out within her business. Please take a screenshot, because all you have to do is self-diagnose yourself. If you say, I'm not bringing on as many clients as I want, it's one of these things. If you say, I'm not bringing on as many coaches as I want, it's one of these things. If we're constantly getting frustrated because someone pushed a premier order off, or a coach decided to leave our team, or whatever, it's one of these things. It always comes down to your skill set, your mindset, and your action. Only thing you have to ask yourself is, how's my skills? What do I need to go work on? How's my mindset? How am I choosing to think about this? Karen Elstrom did such a great job talking about how to control your mind last week. In our actions, how many people am I actually engaging with? How many healthy happy hours am I doing? How many people did I ask to explore? How many posts am I doing? How many conversations am I doing? What are my actions? Most people's actions, can we just say it? This is an unplugged session, right? Most people's actions are very, very terrible. And this is why they don't have the success that they want. So Priscilla Allen, can you come on, my friend, and really talk to us about this thing we call skill sets.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So thank you, Jamil, for having me on. So I was thinking last night about the skills that I've developed so far. And when I just started coaching, I think I mainly focused on the weight loss company, on the weight loss portion. And it took me a really long time to realize that we're not just a weight loss company, right? I would literally look for people that were overweight on my Facebook and be like, who can I figure out who to start a conversation with, and kind of offer them what I do. And it was nothing like that. We're not nothing like that. I mean, we do focus on weight loss, but that's only a small portion. So I think one of the things that I really had to practice, and that's when I really began to see my business grow, is that I honestly became skilled at seeing this more of a trilogy than just a weight loss company. And we really offer the healthy body, the healthy mind, and the healthy finances. And for me, for a really long time, I would just focus on the healthy body part, because I thought, well, I need to find clients, and that's it. But the thing is that it's not just about, clients. It's about also, coaches and bringing on people and inviting people to this. And for me, it just had to become a skill, and I had to practice and practice and practice to see through my trilogy glasses. I guess you can say that. And as we scroll through Facebook, you guys, everybody can use our program, whether they need to lose weight, whether they need a community, whether they need just to be healthy in terms of finances, whether they need someone to, I don't know, mainly I think community is one of my biggest things that I think of right now, but we're more than just weight loss. And so we just focus specifically on that. But if we're able to focus on everything else that our trilogy has to offer, then we can offer this program to everyone and anyone. Another thing is just becoming skilled on how to invite people, into exploring coaching with us. We've been given all the tools. Michelle just spoke incredibly. Casey just spoke incredibly of all the tools that we have in our hands to actually do this. Now we got to go out there and actually put this into practice, right? And you're not going to perfect this in the one time you do it. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to perfect this. But the more you practice it, and the more you challenge yourself to go out there and actually look for what we're talking about, what our trainers are talking about, then you're going to be able to naturally, it just becomes a part of who you are. It just becomes a skill. So one of the things I remember was really funny when I just started coaching was I would tell my husband, oh my gosh, the only thing I don't like about this is that it's not a 9 to 5. I don't want to talk about coaching with people outside of this. After 5 o'clock, I just don't want to talk to anybody about this, But the thing is, if you practice it, it just becomes a skill, and it so naturally happens that when I go to the grocery store, I don't even think about it. It just naturally comes out of me that, hey guys, they see my shopping cart and they're like, dude, why all this healthy stuff, or why so much greens? Oh my gosh. Boom, I have an opportunity to talk about coaching, or I have an opportunity to talk about the program, depending on what little bit they give me about themselves. So I think the main thing I want to talk to you guys about today is actually become skilled on really utilizing the trilogy component. This is a trilogy. It is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. Do not just focus on weight loss. And a lot of people approach me with, oh, so talk to me about your weight loss company. One of the things I heard in the leadership call, which I want to give to you guys, a really small tip, is this. When you get on a call with someone, when somebody reaches out to you about a program, you want to ask them in the beginning, you want to tell them in the beginning, so here's the thing, I coach healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. Which one of these 3 do you want to talk about first? Right? So they know that you're going to be talking about one of these 3 things. It's not just specifically, so let's talk about your health goals. How much do you want to lose? Because it's not just about weight loss. And then another thing is, obviously when we talk about the healthy finance part, we are going to talk about the coaching opportunity. We're going to go ahead and be like, hey, you know what? You're going to lose so much weight. Your family and friends are going to notice. I want to invite you to consider exploring the idea of coaching with me. So I just want to leave that out there with you. This is all in your first call. This is what you want to do in your first call. But this is going to become a skill as you practice it, and and then it just becomes so second nature to you. So I encourage you guys to put your trilogy glasses on and to get good at that. Get good at inviting for these 3 reasons. And another thing is get good at inviting people to coach with you guys. So that's my little spiel for everyone.
Love it. So good, right? So I want you guys to write these things down, because when I think about many of the skills that we need to acquire within this business, it starts from day one. So how about your story? Telling your story is a skill set. Did you know that? So the first time I told my story, it sucked. Now I tell my story and it's really good. Why? Because I've practiced over and over and over. Did my coach have to call me and say, Jamil, will you practice your story today? No. Guess what Jamil did on his own time when nobody was watching? Practicing my story. What about listening? When I first started coaching, I was the one doing all of the talking. How many of you guys were like that? Just blink. Don't even say anything. Just blink. I mean, you're just throwing up on everyone. You're doing all the talking. This is a skill. Listening and asking questions is probably two of the greatest skills that you can acquire as a coach. What about your posture? When I first started coaching, of course, lots of people had pushback. I needed to develop the skill to pump up my chest a little bit and to realize that if you actually knew how to do this thing, we wouldn't be talking to begin with. So I needed to build that skill of posturing. What about simple things like placing the first order or placing an order? My first time placing an order took me like a half an hour. Now it takes me about 5 seconds. These are skills that it just requires practice, doing it over and over and over and over and over, hoping that you're actually going to fail and mess up so that that shows you where we just need to practice a little bit more, right? So let's talk about this, because most people are actually really, really scared of messing up. And most people come into coaching with a tremendous amount of concepts. And this is one of the biggest reasons that coaches don't move forward in their business, and why so many will say things like, well, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe this is just taking too much time. Maybe God's telling me I'm not supposed to do this. Well, it's their mindset. So I want to bring on just an incredible coach who certainly has changed over the months to really help us understand this mindset part of coaching. Stephen Waite, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, first of all, I'm really humbled to be on, again, has to be on a coaching call like this. It's been a crazy ride over the past, I'm actually coming into my 6th month of coaching. And, you know, when you talk about concepts of first coming into this business, you know, I think we all kind of have our preconceived notions. My journey actually goes back over a year. The first time I talked to Tony, Jamil, and Jackie about coaching and the program itself, and I wasn't ready, you know, so I kind of fell off the face of the earth for a year. So, sorry, I'm going to set my timer. But so then when it was time, I reached back out, and I wasn't ready for coaching at that time. So I started out as a client, and it was all about me, you know, as it should have been at that time, because that's what I needed. You know, that's exactly what I needed in my life was that, to focus on me and to figure out where I was at and where I needed to be. And, you know, as 4 weeks into the program, when I was seeing some success and I had some people coming to me and approaching me and so forth, I tried to send them to my coach, and they, of course, brought up coaching. And so I decided to give it a shot. Jamil, if you remember back the first time we talked, one of my goals at that time, even, well, it's coming up 2 years ago now, was that I wanted to walk across the stage, you know, and I didn't have that self-belief in myself at the time. I just didn't, you know. So I think one of the biggest things coming into coaching was a concept that I had was to, number one, hold myself accountable. Secondly, was to get clients, things like that. And I had success in doing that, but I didn't grasp the concept that it wasn't getting clients. It was just sharing, you know, it was just sharing what we do with Optavia, sharing what we do as a coach and leading them. And because I had such great success early on in the program, I kind of lost touch with the true aspects of coaching, that support for our clients and so forth. So I was all about go, 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 instead of make a difference, make a difference, make a difference. So you're going to see seasons in your coaching, and I've only been doing this 6 months. So, it's still kind of a whirlwind for me, but you're going to see seasons in your coaching, and there's going to be moments that just happen, that your mind just kind of switches. Your mind just kind of refocuses, and your attention is brought to where it needs to be at a certain time. So when I realized that supporting my clients and following the process was the answer to success, that's when my business started to grow. That's when I started to truly see success in my clients. That's when I truly started to be able to open my heart to share with other coaches and to bring coaches on. So this isn't all about, when we talk about the business perspective, yes, it's a business, but it's a business for others more than it is for ourselves. Personal development is something I think that is so, so very important. And it's something that I did not do and have not done my entire life. Listening to my mentors, Jamil has given me such profound wisdom. Tony has been, my rock. And one of the biggest things that I needed to do was work on myself so that I could be a better coach for my coaches, and so that I could give them what they need. So changing my mindset to kind of internally focusing on myself and making myself a better person has really helped grow my business, because I can convey that to my coaches. I can convey that to my clients and be that positive role model that they need. I have positive role models in my life, and I've learned that it's not about me, but it has to be a little bit about me, if that makes any sense. So time management. The past 2 or 3 weeks at work, I've worked 60 to 70 hours every single week at my full-time job. But you know what? I'm doing it anyway, because there's still white spots in my schedule that I have time to do this. It's an hour drive to work, an hour drive from work. So that concept of not having time is false. It's false. There's no two ways about it. So keep that in mind when you're talking to your clients. Finance that Jamil had spoke to, and that others have spoke to, and that James had mentioned, that was one of the things I had coming into this business and stuck in my mind. And my wife had even mentioned it to me when I first started the program. Wow, this is expensive. No, it's not. It is not expensive. And I can honestly say that we have saved money by doing this. Number one, exchanging grocery bill for grocery bill. Secondly, becoming a health coach. Are you kidding me? I never thought 6 months into this that I would be making remotely near what I'm making now as a health coach, just by sharing, just by opening my heart to others and being a positive influence. I'm running out of time, but I could go on and on and on. But change your mindset. Focus on your goals. If your goals don't scare you, and if your dreams don't scare you, then set them bigger. Set them bigger. They should scare the hell out of you. Right now, I've set some goals for myself that there's never in a million years, a year ago, did I ever think that they would be on my radar. And they're not goals anymore. They're plans. So keep that in mind. I hope I was able to throw a little bit of information out there for you guys. So that's all I got.
I think we all can agree that you gave us some valuable information, man. I think that, the mindset part of this business, it's going to require, write this down, please. It's going to require doing mental push-ups. Look, all of us have different backgrounds. We have different experiences, and we're going to bring those experiences into this business. And they've been true for us for 30, 40, some of you guys are like 60, 70 years old, right? Like, they've been a part of us for a very long time. But you're going to learn a lot of those things they're just not true. So when I think of some of the concepts that I came in with, was one was three-way calls. I used to say things like, nobody will want to do a three-way call. People don't want to get on Zooms. Is that true? No. But was it true for me? Of course. Steve mentioned it about this program being too expensive. How is it that at one time I believed it was too expensive? Now I believe it's too cheap. I honestly think becoming a coach should be about $10,000 as an investment. Did I think that 6 years ago? No. So what's true then? What's true is whatever I decide to make true based off of what my concepts are. So most of us are not as successful as we want to be because we haven't learned how to do what Karen Elstrom was teaching us last week. And it is constantly doing mental push-ups to question your thoughts and your belief systems. This is probably the number one thing that holds coaches back. And it's going to hold them back because if they have faulty belief systems and faulty concepts, they're not going to do the most important thing, which is the work, action. So I want to bring on Shelly Garcia to really dissect what is the action part of what we do. This is how we produce miracles. So Shelly, are you there this morning? I take you off mute.
Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning.
I am so honored and excited to be on this boot camp this morning. I also am up here in beautiful Big Bear, California at our leadership retreat. So at this amazing grand cabin that really belongs on like the MTV Cribs. So unlike Michelle, I chose to sit at the amazing dining room table in the warmth. So I will not be chattering, but I'm super excited to train on why action steps are so important. And before I dive into that, I just want to share again, just feeling so blessed. You know, we are so blessed, guys, to have this amazing mentoring team who just always pours into us and oozes their wisdom into us. You know, other companies, we were talking about this last night, that other companies, you would have to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars to have access to the type of trainings that we get for free, whether it's, you know, the March Madness or, you know, the daily boot camps or the Saturday morning boot camps, or even our daily systems for success, like our 3x3x3. So we're just beyond blessed to have these mentors just pouring into us and teaching us and literally handing us the winning lottery ticket. And all we have to do is take it and do those daily action steps. So why are those action steps so important? Well, one, it really teaches us to be organized. It really gives you purpose to your business. It also keeps us moving forward in our business and in our own personal lives instead of standing still and kind of becoming stagnant. It really puts your vision, your goals, and your why into action by doing these action steps. And then the second one is, what does staying in action produce over time? Well, it produces results, right? You know, here we're up in Big Bear, and the amazing Joya Vini, I was talking with her earlier, and she gave me such a phenomenal word picture of why is it that when you do these action steps, that how it produces these results. And she said, you know, with all these snow-capped mountains that are up in Big Bear, that just picture like a teeny tiny snowball. And when it starts rolling down the hill, it starts building and it starts building into this huge momentum and this humongous snowball. And I just, that was the best word picture ever. So really just visualize that, guys, and that those daily action steps start building and building and building. And like Jamil says, and he says it all the time, what you do now, you won't see for another couple months. And so as that little snowball is building and building, and just think of that every day when you wake up and you, I don't really want to do that. I don't have time to get on Facebook and do my action steps, but I have time to mindlessly scroll through my feed. You know, really think of that snowball building down that mountain. So, I mean, really that's it, guys. Really short and brief. On my side, I'm super excited. I'm about to jump off and be a part of more amazing training up here in Big Bear. But just remember that snowball. And it's going to build and build and build that huge momentum. And as huge as you want it, get it rolling.
I love it.
Thank you for having me on, Jamil.
Thank you for sharing your time. You know, first of all, I'm so proud of this group that's in the leadership retreat in California right now. To see what these guys are doing is it's incredible, man. It just warms my heart. So, skill sets, mindsets, action. Action is so very important because just like everything, please write this down. Everything in this business comes down to action and consistency. Everything in this business comes down to action and consistency. That is the only way we are going to be successful. Do you know I talk to coaches every single day and they say, well, Jamil, I'm not bringing on as many coaches as I want. And I say, well, how many people have you explored coaching with this week? And they say, like 2. And I say, well, how many people did you approach about coaching this week? And they say 3. And I say, it's not enough. This business comes down to action, movement, doing the work. Action is always about numbers. How many? How much? So how many? I'm not seeing the success I want. Okay, well, how many trainings did you get on? I'm not seeing the success I want. Well, how many people did you talk to? I'm not seeing the success I want. Well, how many healthy happy hours have you thrown? I'm not seeing the success I want. How many people did you invite out to coffee? I'm not seeing the success I want. Well, did you get on a mentor call? How many people did you ask for referrals? How many people actually know about your story? How many posts did you put on Facebook that day? How much time did you spend on developing yourself? How much practice did you do? Action. That's how you see miracles. No miracles. You get in a whole bunch of action. All of a sudden we have miracles. And that's called clients and coaches. And people coming off of medication, like this thing is very easy. And it's consistent action. If I have a client that starts with me today and they go on 5 and 1 and they do great for 4 days and they decide not to get in action, which is eating 5 fuelings, 1 lean and green, drinking some water, not messing it up. If they decide to stop doing that for the next 3 days, then they stand on that scale on Monday. Guess what their results are going to be? Why? They did not have consistent action. And if they do that for the next 2 months, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. Guess what they're going to be looking for a year from now? Another program. Why? Because they didn't stay in consistent action. Like success is so easy. It's consistency. Same thing with our business. If I want to see a tremendous amount of success in June, guess what I probably want to start doing every single day now? If I want to be down 20 pounds by June, guess what I better start doing now? You guys understanding the correlation? It really is easy. It comes down to doing the work and doing it anyway. And what I'll start to show you next week is how do you stay structured? How do you stay in structural tension? Because you're not going to want to do it every day. But what do you want more is what it comes down to. I could train on this stuff all day, man. I eat it up. Well, we've kept you so long, and I'm supposed to drive an hour north to a training that starts in 40 minutes. So let me get you guys out of here, okay? So let me share my screen and talk to you about what? The action steps for this week. Why do you think we have action steps? Is this how you become successful? So week 3 action steps, you guys. And these are things that we'll really want to do if we really want to go and help more people, if we really want to start building the lives that we want, we really want to start helping people move forward. So we're going to start this whole approaching thing that Michelle talked to us about. So create a list of 25 coach candidates. So if you go back and you think about that first slide that Michelle talked to us about who do you know who's a teacher and a social worker and a nurse and all that stuff, those are the people we're putting down on this list. So we want to create a list of at least 25 people. Generally, I say 60. So I made it very, very simple for us this week because I didn't want to scare you guys too much. So we're going to approach 15 of those 25 this week. That's just 3 people a day saying, hey, You are amazing. We're going to tell them all the qualities about them. Are you open to exploring this more? And then if they are, we're going to actually talk to them. We're going to schedule 3 to 5 Coach Explore calls this week. What if you're like, man, I'm brand new. What are you talking about? That's all right. You don't even have to do it. Just reach out to someone on your support team and say, hey, I have someone that wants to talk to us about coaching and exploring it. Can you help me? They will say yes. If they don't, then find somebody that will help you. Stay consistent with our 3x3x3. It's the easiest thing in the world. And remember, that's bare minimum. How did I go global director in 10 months? I took that 3 number, and which is called action, and I moved it up to 10 by 10 by 10. Sometimes much, much more than that. So watch the MAP training, because I know most of you guys didn't do it. I'm just playing. Maybe some of you guys did. But I just know statistics. So many of you guys didn't do it. So it'd be really helpful to watch it this week to get caught up. So I'm going to do a training on the MAP next week, and we're really going to get into it. Fill out your MAP completely. Schedule review time with your support team. And just remember, you guys, your dreams, your goals, what you want, they only know one thing. They just know you reaching them, and they certainly don't care how you feel. They just want those dreams to be fulfilled. Does this make sense? So great day. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll post a playback. I want to thank all of our co-hosts, because you guys bring the pain, and we'll keep moving this thing forward. Please remember this. Please write this down. Literally go get a tattoo today of this message. The boot camp is within our group page, not this call. It is everyone. Please put a 7 in the chat message there if you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because what's happening is on our Rise Up Bootcamp page, this happens every single boot camp that we do. First week, there'll be a question that's asked, 363 comments. By the third week, there's 7. So remember, the boot camp is in the group. When we put videos and stuff in there, it's because we're training you step by step throughout the week. And then we bring it together to solidify it on Saturday. I told you the first time we got on our first, I said, by week 2, week 3, you're going to want to make this thing optional. Well, the kids are off for spring break. Okay, awesome. Guess where the boot camp is? In the group. So just remember that. And so I kind of warned us at the beginning, because human beings are very, very similar. It is like we do these boot camps and the faces change, but the habits are still the same. So love you guys. I'll put up the playback. Let's keep rocking it.